Good morning. Let's get right into it. So I'm wiping all these charts from yesterday. I didn't quite get done reviewing my chart yesterday because I just got in a little bit late after my event. I didn't want to stay up forever, so I just called it quits at about 12, so that way I could get up and be refreshed and energized today. So I might have to go through and do the last of my review from yesterday. So trying to determine what's going on the ES at a most basic trend kind of level. You could say it's something like this. That looks a little weird though. I'm at least going to hear it out. Looks like two legs down though. One, two. So could also say maybe something like this is right. An overshoot. That's starting in a weird place. It's not off the true swing low. So I don't really love that, but it could be correct. Mark the overnight highs here. I don't really love that. I feel like it's like this. Just a close outside new high, two legs down. Could have this larger trend, but it just does, it looks a little odd. So not sure about that one being there. Now let's look at the NQ. Start with the overnight highs. And move to the overnight lows as well. Clearly there's a short-term uptrend here. Has a close outside a new high. Looks like this was probably an overshoot of whatever this trend was. So uptrend, overshoot leads to a break. Just one leg down there. Interesting. Always ask myself, why is the trend not playing out? So like, why is this trend not playing out? Could say maybe it's something like this. Maybe because there's an uptrend in the way. And that would make sense. So we might see prices come back up to this high, but pretty unsure about that. Pretty clear range-like structure on CL. You have an uptrend here. I think that this is definitely right. It doesn't play out because it runs into this resistance area. Now you have this downtrend here that has a close outside and new low. Then it has a more convincing leg up. And then a second leg down. Then that trend plays out as well. A strong push above the EMA. pretty close to these overnight lows as well, so prices will most likely continue higher there. RTY. Uptrend doesn't play out before prices sell off pretty strongly there. Marking the overnight highs and the overnight lows. We have that downtrend there. Possible overshoot. So if you draw it in tight like this, which actually I believe it's probably tight like that on this side. Could be an overshoot, could not be. Take another look at each chart just to kind of determine whether I'm reading them correctly or not. I think this uptrend could be correct, but again, it doesn't really feel super right, so I'm not sure. The uptrend, this uptrend feels a little bit more correct to me. Could be a close outside a new low for the short-term downtrend. This was probably a pretty good trade to take here if you got that somewhere around there. So I don't really have many expectations for prices right now. I don't see anything super clear as far as anything that I'd really want to take. I don't have my phone locked up yet. I had someone texting me about an event I need to answer. I'll lock up my phone pretty soon here. Ideally, I was hoping to do that before the day starts, but day starts in about a minute, so I'm gonna keep it out for a little bit, which I don't really love doing. I usually lock my phone in a box, a little time lock box, so I can't even access it during the day. But I'm trying to book a job right now. Waiting to hear back from somebody about sending out a contract. I did meditate this morning, so I meditated for 15 minutes. It's pretty good. Definitely at the start, I was super relaxed and really good at clearing my mind. And then maybe about I don't know, somewhere around halfway through, it started to get a little bit tougher, and my mind started to wander a little bit more. Here we are. Here, the prices have opened, or the day has opened. ES is not looking like it's going to hold this kind of weirder uptrend, the wider one here. So I'm just going to go remove that and look at this kind of more as a range, the overnight highs and the overnight lows. Continuing down after these two legs down, so you kind of have this short-term uptrend that plays out. And we're continuing down there. Possibility for another downtrend. Again, this one's pretty uncertain, but I'm going to draw it just so I can keep an eye on it. on the RTY, price is basically just trending up here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this in. Say this is probably an overshoot, leading to that break there. Finding a little bit of support in that area. And a short-term uptrend that looks to be playing out. Nothing to really take there though. Kind of messy price action right now. In Q looks like prices are making two legs up to attempt the break a new high of this uptrend. And the ES, going to go ahead and remove this downtrend. It's obviously not correct. It's possible there is one like this, as I was kind of looking at earlier. But not so sure about that one. Not so sure about that one either. Gonna answer this text real quick, then I can put away my phone. So I have this lockbox here. I put my phone in during the trading day. So I'm setting the time to 2 hours, 26 minutes. And we are all set. Looks like the NQ is probably going to hit this break a new high for this trend. ES, like I said, I don't really see that same trend, which is okay because it's not the same chart. Something that I often forget. Okay, NQ has hit that. So if we do see a strong move down, maybe I'll be willing to take some shorts. I meant to mute the mic there, but I didn't. Possibility of making a second leg up. Just want to keep an eye on that. On the ES, with the way that prices are playing out, I am going to go ahead and draw this trend that I was considering earlier. Maybe that. I don't know. It just doesn't look quite right. On the CL, I think the trend is truly a little bit wider, something like that. I believe it's played out there, so if we do get a strong push below the EMA, probably be looking to take that. Same with the NQ, so looking for that strong push below the EMA. Now that this uptrend has a close outside a new high, break out of the overnight highs. The NQ continuing to move higher here. It's possible you draw a secondary trend like this. Draw that off that swing low, coming off that second swing, getting a touch there. Close outside, double top. Oop. CL almost missed a trade there.
Order submitted.
Go ahead and plop my order in. Let's see if it'll come back and fill me. So I was looking at the, I don't know, I guess the NQ. And this
Order filled.
trade really dropped on down there. Put that there. That goes there. So the way I'm looking at this uptrend has played out. There's a strong push below the EMA. Prices came off this overnight high, what looks like a range, creating a triple test. So thinking that prices will probably head on down here. NQ also looking for that same thing basically after the uptrend has played out. Break out of the overnight highs right there. Isn't really being respected, but clearly there was some overnight highs there. So strong push below the EMA is what I'm looking for. And if we get that, then I'll probably take it. On the RTY, I think this downtrend now has a closeout side. And 2 likes to a new low. 1, 2. It's possible that this is just there. Flip over to the NQ, as that's kind of what I'm really looking at here. Put my stop strategy on, or ATM strategy rather. Prices is just sort of continuing to work higher on the ES and the NQ. I'm going to draw that trend that I've been kind of on the fence about. Say that's overshoot led to the break. Now you're working up in something like this here. Make it a measured move. Put it there. It's a possibility. In Q, everything is played out. So again, still looking for that close below the EMA. And the RTY. Looking for a push above the EMA now. Now that this downtrend has a close outside and 2 legs to a new low, coming close to the support level. If we do get a strong push up, that's what I'll be looking for. Haven't noticed any difference in my heart rate or really anything being in the CL trade. So I'm still in this one here. Yeah, I haven't noticed any difference whatsoever. I am expecting prices to go pretty far for this target. And that's past even a measured move down. Like, let's say even prices started moving down now. It's still past that. So it's basically assuming that this range is going to hold. Prices are going to move on down. So might or might not be a correct assumption. But there's quite a bit of room for prices to sort of run there for the stop. So we'll see. I'm liking the way the RTY is looking. This downtrend break, 2 legs to a new low. Off this overnight low. So strong push up would be interesting to me. I've just been using the incur bracket on everything because it's so wide. So I'll probably keep doing that. Getting some strong continued down movement on CL. It's a pretty big down bar right there. But again, I'm asking prices to move pretty far here, so there's no telling whether they actually will or not. If you're just looking at one measured move down, then I am asking quite a bit out of that. So it might not go all the way down there, but it might. Just have to see. The ES looks like prices are closing outside of this correction trend, though it's possible that this is actually a spike in channel. It's definitely a possibility. Right now, to me, this looks better. So closing outside of that, expecting prices to probably retest that, and then if we do get a push down, then it could be a similar trade to the CL to close through the EMA. And then on the NQ, so it could just be this up trend with a close outside and 2 legs to a new high. There. Not quite, but close. Or it could be some sort of spike in channel like this. So keeping an eye on that. RTY, looking for a move up now. I think this downtrend is probably correct though. It's probably tighter like that though. Or, yeah, I'd say that's probably right. Kind of looks like 2 legs down. Not quite measured, but pretty close. So looking for a strong push up there. Looks like the CL is getting pretty close to my target there. It's possible it hits that. The RTY moving on up, so if we do get a strong move up and through that EMA, there's a good chance I'll be interested. This spike in channel on the NQ is looking really solid. Price is continuing up there. So probably not looking for any kind of reversal, at least until that plays out. If that does play out. The ES, I believe, has this channel here with a break and new high, so it could be looking for a short there. Just in case we do get that move down,
Order
I want to be
submitted.
ready for it.
Order canceled.
Looks like the RTY is getting pretty close.
Order submitted. Order canceled. Order submitted.
So looking for that strong move through. And looks like that's probably going to be pretty strong there.
Order filled.
So go ahead and put that order in for 1-to-1. And we'll see if I'm right. So I think this uptrend has a closeout side and new high, and this uptrend also has a closeout side and new high. So there's a good chance we fade the overnight highs at least a little bit there. But we'll see. Let's hop on over to the RTY, where it looks like we might get that strong close above as well. Don't have a stop strategy
canceled. Order submitted.
So far, not getting that strong push above that I'm looking for. Definitely not seeing that strength. Not to say it won't come, but
order canceled.
Not seeing it so far. Yes, trade looks to be moving up and against me so far. There wasn't actually a super strong close below the EMA. Entered a little bit early before there was that strong close, so that's something to consider. But it looks like we are probably going to move on higher here. Let's see about that spike in channel that I was considering. Could be this. Prices could be moving towards a break and new high of that. Oh, RTY. So we did get that
order submitted.
Push above there.
Order canceled.
Put in a stop strategy, and let's go
order
ahead and
submitted.
Plop our order in there.
Order filled.
Looks like it might already be in the exactly right place. That's very convenient. So on the incur, I think it's pretty clear this spike and channel is correct. Prices have a close outside and are attempting this new high now. On the CL, prices made 2 legs down, 2 measured legs down, and now they're finding some buying. So as I said, this target is a bit far. So prices might still continue down there, but it's possible that we get another push up similar to this leg or something like that now. And looking at this wasn't an extremely strong push above the EMA. This is actually pretty choppy to the upside. Kind of looks like 2 legs. So maybe I shouldn't have entered that one as the push above. See, that looks like 2 legs back. There's not a very convincing close outside a new low for this downtrend yet. So something to consider there. Whenever you compare that to something like the CL, where this was a very strong push down, on the RTY, this is kind of just choppy up action and doesn't feel as strong of a push to clearly show that things are changing. So we'll have to see how that one plays out. But I am in 3 trades simultaneously, so in the ES, in the CL, and the RTY. Nothing to do but wait and watch and see how they play out. That's about it. But this looks decently clear to me. Like I said, this downtrend might not have a close outside a new low, which could be, a little bit of a wrinkle there. But with the 2 legs down, this downtrend having break a new low, coming off this support right here.
Filled.
Okay, so we did get stopped out on RTY. Looks like there's a news event at 10. Another reason for me to have a news guard running, so that way I could have avoided taking any trades before the news, but don't have one running, so I didn't know that that was there. Price action still does the same things in the news though, so it shouldn't actually really matter. Yeah, anyway. Looks like prices are making their way down on the ES though, and the CL as well, so might have 2 winners there. We'll see. On the NQ, this could just be 2 legs back to the support level before we go and test the possible spike in channel high right there after it's broken. Looking at the ES, let's see if we're able to get out of there,
filled.
And we are. Really need to put on a news guard, so at least I would have been ready for that. I know I've said that a few times and, hasn't happened yet, so I really need to go ahead and get on doing that. There's no reason to trade without one. CL's got to be pretty close. Oh, ticking off my order there. So pretty dang close. I mentioned yesterday that it might make sense to go ahead and move my stop after prices get so close to my target. But just going to leave it, let it be. See what happens. On the RTY, I need to determine why prices are continuing to move down even after this downtrend is played out. It's possible there's a larger downtrend going on. If we do make the midline fit, like something like there could be some further down movement.
Target filled.
Looks like we got filled on CL. So I think the main thing to look for here is that this wasn't a strong push through the EMA. It is close to the EMA, but it's not a strong push through the EMA. So that's probably the culprit there. Everything's playing out kind of how I expected on the ES. Uptrend, break a new high. Now we're got this downtrend here. Expecting there could be a second leg down. Could be a short opportunity, the second leg down. On the NQ, we did make 2 legs up. I think the spike in channel is correct, but it doesn't have a break a new high. So will prices come back up there? Possibly. For now, you're just working up in a short-term uptrend. CL, just want to see how prices react down at the support level. And the RTY, just looking at this downtrend right now. The ES, I want to see if there's some kind of 2 legs back to possibly take, to look for another short, possibly another leg down similar to this one. This looks like one smooth move up though currently. So I think this is actually just one move up. I think on the CL, in hindsight, it's pretty clear that this is a downtrend with a close outside and new low. I think that would have been a little bit tough to tell at the time. Maybe on this swing you could kind of see that, but clearly now I can see it. getting close to another possible entry on CL. Just going to play in this range. So you can see downtrend, close outside, new low. Secondary downtrend has closed outside, new low. Getting close to the support level. You've made 2 legs down. So looking for that possibly a strong push above the EMA, but we still haven't come off the support quite yet. So kind of waiting for that. That is a pretty strong push up. I'm not going to take it because prices didn't quite come down to this support level. So I think that there might be some more down movement that's going to happen here. But this is a possibility to take a long, and I want to point that out as a possibility. Like I said, just with prices not quite coming down to the support level and this range looking so clear, I think I need to skip that one. So looks like this was 2 legs up after all. 1, 2. Now this downtrend has to close outside a new low. Could draw something like this. Potentially, I might redraw that later. Looks really good on the NQ though. Downtrend break in 2 likes to a new low. Possibility of this larger trend that I was mentioning, but doesn't really look quite right. Could be. I'll wait until I see how prices kind of play out there. And we are continuing down on the CL. Makes me think there could be a larger trend working lower. Definitely a good thing that I skipped this one here. Though I didn't see this larger trend at the time, prices hadn't come down to that support, and I was pretty sure. I was thinking that prices would most likely come down to the support before turning higher. So we will see. Be right back. I'm gonna go grab some water. I'm thirsty. I like how this downtrend fit so far. Looks like there's a similar downtrend. I didn't think it looked right on the ES, but it is actually looking pretty right. That there. And on the NQ, still this one. Possibly just down a little bit there. Oh, a big ol' overshoot on the CL. Possible overshoot, I guess. It could be wider. Could be like this. But for now, I'm gonna look at this as an overshoot. So downtrends all around. I could see maybe a possible trade on the NQ if you do get a second leg back here. It's like if the short-term uptrend has a break a new high and then you get some momentum downwards, I could see a short there, potentially. price is moving up pretty strongly on CL. I considered possibly entering this after saying, okay, this is an overshoot, strong push above the EMA. But if you do that, then I'm betting that this downtrend is definitely an overshoot and this is not going to hold. Whenever it could still be something like this. It could be like a, move this down a little bit and then that could be the downtrend. So I don't think that's a worthwhile risk. So I'm going to wait on something better. The NQ, unfortunately, do not get the trade that I was looking for there, which would have been the 2 legs back. Whenever I was downstairs, I touched my cat. And I just touched my eyes and they itch really bad. Not a good idea. Crazy how that happens. I mean, there wasn't even like cat hair on my hand. Like, I don't get it. So the trades that I'm possibly looking for right now, ES playing out. So downtrend, break a new low, and then something to go long. I guess there could be something to take a short on the ES as well. Like maybe some sort of 2 legs back or something like that. Looking for the break a new low of this downtrend. I can see that. Those are the 2 things I'm possibly looking for though. NQ has already reached this low, so I'm not really looking for a break a new low for this downtrend anymore. But if we do get one, or we get a convincing attempt down at one, like a double bottom, you know, or something like that, and then a strong push up, then that's what I'd be looking for now. On the CL, it looks like there's kind of 2 legs up. So you got this break new high and then coming off of this trend. So it might not be an overshoot. It could just be like this. I'll have to see if prices continue down or not. Basically, if they break, I'll probably call it an overshoot. If they continue down, I'll probably say it's not. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. The RTY possibly has an overshoot, but you could easily pull this down and it still fits well. I'm just not sure about that one yet. think that's probably a break on CL. It's possible you can drag this out and say, no, it's not a break. But kind of, I don't know. It's like right on the edge. It's hard to tell. Obviously, you can't drag it in too tight. Because then you skip. You don't skip, but you have an early break like that. It's kind of, I think this is how it looks. I think that's probably the break. I think it's like that. So strong push up could be a possible entry. That's a pretty strong push up there. There's just a little bit of uncertainty on whether that's actually a break or not. But I think it is because of all this sideways action. It doesn't really look like rejection. So let's zoom on in here and let's see what happens. Tough to say. It's really tough to say whether that's a break. And that's the case, it's probably better just to skip it. Even though it could be a really good trade, but I'm too on the fence about whether this is a break or not, and whether prices have a close outside a new low because of that. It's too hard to say. There's a pretty strong push up, so definitely a possibility. But I don't know. I've got to stay out of that. Maybe later on I'll look at this and be like, man, that's clear as day, but it's just not super clear to me right now. Looks to me like this downtrend is headed towards its prices are headed towards the break a new low for that. I don't know, if you pull it tight though, it could already have a break a new low. I noticed yesterday that I haven't been like tight enough with my trends. So it's really better just to have them real tight like that. Yeah, I mean that's definitely it. That's the trend. So it could already have a close outside new low there, but it's not very convincing. So I think this is what this one is. Prices are trying to come back down for that break a new low. Still within the larger downtrend though. The CL is moving up real strongly, so if I had entered that, we'll see. We'll see what that ends up doing. ES and the NQ look like they're moving towards this break a new low. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. So, legs up, 2 legs down, moving towards that break a new low on both of these, I believe. Same with the NQ. So possible long entry coming up on these ones. Yeah, for sure. For sure, for sure. Get my underwear in a little bit of a wedgie. Fix it. My cough is like almost gone. So close. So close, but not yet. Okay, so both the ES and the NQ, I'm definitely looking for some longs now. Looking for that big, nice push through the EMA. Being ideal. See, we're pushing outside the overnight lows there. Really like the way the ES is looking. Clear break a new low right off these lows. If we do get a nice push up, that will be golden for me. It's a very strong push down though. Jeez. Jeez. Could be a secondary trend down. Could be exhaustion as well. So far the day's kind of flying by. Already down to just 1 hour left. Not bad, not bad. Oh man, I didn't mean to do that. I just want to grab this right here. Pull that down a little bit. Obviously not an overshoot. Okay, so the ES and the NQ looking for that strong push up. Always got to make sure, I'm just making sure the audio is still going. Okay, starting to see this push up on both of these charts, both the ES and the NQ.
Order
So I want to
submitted.
be ready for this. In case it pushes up and over there. So far, not seeing it. Okay, that's it.
Order filled.
It's always hard for me to tell where this thing is. I have to play around with it a little bit more.
Order submitted.
Struggling to get up and above there on the ES. Head back to the incur for a sec and get this bracket in the right place. I think that's in the right place. Oh, looks like I did pretty well. All right, cool. So far, I'm not seeing that
Order
same
canceled.
strong push above that I was on the incur. This is quite the large bracket here on the incur. It's always so hard to tell if this is in the right place or not. Gotta like really zoom in here. Yeah, it's in the right place. There we go. In the CL, it looks like I made the right choice. As prices continued to move down there. So I believe this is still within there. So good thing I skipped that. I was very uncertain on whether that was actually a break in new low or not. But clearly now there is a break in new low. So now if we push strongly above, then there might be something there. Just got a cramp in my leg. I'm trying to get it out. Definitely absolutely no change to my heart rate or anything, which is kind of crazy. Not sure why. I guess I just feel pretty confident in the trade, or at least confident in my read that, yeah, that is a break a new low. And yeah, that is a strong push above the EMA. So yeah, see if prices head on up there. On the ES, it's looking more congestive than anything, so not really anything that I want to do there. Could be an uptrend working higher. Like that, maybe. I think it's pretty clear now. Downtrend has to close outside a new low. So if we do get that strong push above, probably take that one as well. It's possible this trend right here is going to need to break a new low though. The secondary trend might get one. I mean, this NQ trade could definitely fail, but I'm feeling very confident in my read. I mean, very confident that this is a downtrend with a break in new low. I mean, whether prices make it all the way up here, I don't know. They might not. In fact, it's probably tighter. This uptrend is definitely tighter. It's already played out for sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if prices are going to make it this far, but I'm very confident in my read there.
Order submitted.
This could already have a break in new low as well if you draw it tight. Real tight in there. Pretty clear little second entry right there. Not a place I'd want to take it though. Could even be a little trap. Let's see. keep looking over to my second monitor, but doesn't matter. I mean, I'm in the NQ trade. I'm in that one till it wins or it loses, and none of the other charts are close to taking a trade, so I might as well just watch this one and wait and see if prices do find any of that upward momentum that I'm looking for. Looks to me like prices might be finding some resistance off this latent old trend line. Dun, 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 dun. I have the song Celebration stuck in my head. Played it yesterday. It's catchy. It's a celebration. Dun, 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 dun. Yesterday I had a different song stuck in my head and I can't remember what it is now. It might have been Harry Styles. I don't know. Okay, so I think this downtrend here is probably a little bit wider. Like that. I guess prices came down and they tested those lows. I'm just gonna go and
Order canceled.
remove that for now. But still looking for that same trade though if you do get a nice push above. We'll have to see. Have to see. I've really got to figure out the like order sizing here, because like this trade alone is $725, whereas the other ones I took were like $200 or $300 a piece. So like I have to figure out how to make each trade like a kind of standard size, more or less. I'm not really worried about the dollar value though. I'm just worried about making quality decisions. If I do that, then I can figure everything else out later. Dun 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 dun. Wahoo! NQ's moving on up. Moving on up. Still, target's pretty far. Pretty far away. We've probably moved as far against the trade as we moved with it. Further. Okay, strong push above the EMA. That's what I'm looking for. Again.
Order submitted.
Pretty strong push so far. Let's see if it gets continuation. I used to listen to a lot of music whenever I was trading, and it was kind of nice. Kept me like nice and occupied. But whenever I started doing this stream, I stopped listening to it because copyright and stuff. I haven't minded. Just talking keeps me occupied enough. Bum, 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 bum. Be pretty cool to have 3 winners and 1 loser today. But it'd be even cooler to have 4 winners and 1 loser. Well, that's pretty strong. Yep,
Order filled.
You could tell it picked up some strength there. Again, incur, I don't know if it's actually going to go all the way like up here. I think it's very obvious this downtrend has played out. But like, man, it's asking quite a bit of prices to go all the way up to there. Tempted to pull this in to this swing and maybe pull the target down a bit. But just going to let it ride. See what happens. I don't know if it makes sense to start, you know, like pushing things up a swing as prices kind of move, or like, you know, like following prices, so that way like it decreases the risk. Something that I'm considering, but for now, just letting them ride, seeing what's gonna happen. CL, again, I'm really confident that this downtrend has a break and new low, and even the secondary trend has a break and new low. Now whether we'll actually go all the way up there, I don't know. It could continue down. But that was a pretty strong push up right there, so we'll see what happens. Absolutely no change to my heart rate, no change to really anything. I'm not shaky. I used to like get shaky. I don't know, not at all. Just letting them ride. Yeah, it would be pretty cool though. It would be pretty cool to have 4 wins and 1 loss. That would be like my best day ever, probably. Best trading day at least, but it does not really matter what happens. Whether they win, they lose. I'm here to learn. I'm learning either way. Yeah, the ES is really struggling to go higher. NQ, that short-term uptrend played out. And even if it is a little bit wider, let's say it didn't play out yet, definitely did right there. So we will see whether prices get on up there or not. CL is definitely running into a little bit of resistance, horizontal resistance right there. So it's possible that it doesn't get on up through there. There's not a terribly great reason to go long. There's just a great reason not to go short. And that reason being that the downtrend has played out. Everything's played out to the downside. But there's not really any obligation to go long because prices already, like after they broke out of these overnight lows and like what looks like this range, they already tested that. So it doesn't really need to test that anymore. It's not really a great reason to go long. And the RTY is just moving along, moving along. I think something like that is probably right. We'll watch the NQ. CL is really picking up to the downside. Look at that. It's a lot of down movement. Good chance that this one gets stopped out there. Look at that, getting real close. It'll probably go ahead and tick on down. I mean, that's one tick for my order from the stop.
Stop filled.
Yep, that's what I figured. Even though I'm confident that everything played out to the downside, but I guess it still wasn't time to take a reversal. So everything played out. It was a pretty strong push above the EMA. Not a bad bet, in my opinion. Have to see about this NQ trade. Have to see where that one goes. Again, I have checked my P&L a few times today, but it just doesn't matter. I don't know why I'm checking it, really. I mean, of course I'd like to end the day green, but like, who cares? If I end red, green, blue, purple, I don't even know. Doesn't matter. So one thing about kind of what I'm doing right now, where I'm saying, okay, I'm going to take the strong push through the EMA after a trend plays out. Well, prices don't always just reverse. So in this case, it looks like prices are just kind of going to go sideways. They might go sideways. I mean, we'll see. So that's one thing to consider, especially also with this ES, you know, downtrend played out, now prices are just going sideways. So prices don't always just reverse. Of course. Still got that song stuck in my head. It's a celebration. I don't think that trend is right. There's clearly some resistance there, though. Wahoo. So CL is continuing to move down. I wonder why. It's tough. I think maybe one thing to keep in mind whenever I'm doing this is like, okay, if I'm going to take this, is there a reason that I actually want to take the reversal in the first place? So in this case, prices had already broken down below these lows and pulled back to test them. So there's no reason for prices to really come back. Just the downtrend has played out. Okay, great. There's not a reason to short. It's not a reason to long though. So then now that, you know, there's no reason to short, well, okay, you know, now prices are just going to kind of maybe chop sideways and possibly just continue to chop lower. I mean, there's no real reason to go long. Now, if we look at the ES, for example, now this trend has played out. Well, you're right at these overnight lows. This is the first break out of them, so you're expecting prices to fade up higher. Same with the NQ here. So same with the NQ. This is like the first break below the overnight lows. So I'm expecting prices to fade this and go higher, possibly treat this as a range and come up to these highs. So that's kind of the difference there. Where else did I take a trade today? Oh, I took one here. So possibly what's going on here, because yeah, there's a reason to go long. You're right at these overnight lows. The support looks kind of like 2 legs down. Everything's played out. Kind of what I'm thinking here is just that this is not a very strong push above. This is like kind of looks like 2 legs up, and it's really choppy. So it's not really a strong push. So that's kind of what I'm thinking there. Where else did I take a trade? Was that really it? Oh, I took one here too. Yeah, so again, prices had played out right at these overnight highs, and then you get the strong push down. So I think that could be the kind of key there. But we'll see whether this one works out or not. I mean, it's just asking a lot out of prices to go all the way up there, to be honest. And about half an hour left. Bum, 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 ba-da-ma, bum. For example, if this is just a big downtrend day and it was just like trending down the entire time, well, the fact that the downtrend just happens to play out, it's not a reason just to go long. Like, it's still more likely that the downtrend is going to fold over into something flatter as opposed to just reversing, probably. That trend's probably not right. Yeah, this one's really continuing down. Kind of goes back to something that I used to tell myself is a reason not to go short is not a reason to go long. I do think that's true. It's more of a prerequisite to go long than it is a reason. I think there could be like a spiking channel up here. I don't know. Maybe I'm trying too hard to make something fit. It's probably the case. Bum, 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 ba-da-da, bum. This one could take forever to play out. Or it could just go straight down and not take forever. That's what the ES is doing, that's for sure. Boom, new low. I don't see anything else I'm really interested in. Only other thing is maybe some kind of short on the RTY as it's in this major downtrend. So yeah, maybe that's kind of like the crux of like what type of trades I might look for is there's a reason to go short or long, you know, vice versa, whatever. There's a reason to go short and there's no reason to go long. When that's the case, find a way to enter and create a bracket that's kind of forgiving, maybe. I don't know. The other piece is, okay, have an idea of like where you want prices to go and trade it like 1-to-1, like I was doing with the 2 legs back yesterday. There's also an idea. Don't know. Have to keep playing around with it. That's what I'm here for. Keep playing around, keep learning. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know why I removed that. Definitely still looks range-like. Could get like a second leg down. Ooh, that would be close. CL is continuing to work down this latent trend that's already broken. Hasn't break a new low, but it's still coming into play there. I did point out this second entry there. I guess it was pretty decent, looking for the break a new low of the retest trend, but it's kind of a sketchy reason for me personally. Yeah, this incur, it might not even play out by the time I'm done. I might just have to like leave it whenever I leave. Which is fine. I don't really care. Just got about 20 minutes left. A little bit less, 18. Now on the CL, you got another strong push above the EMA. I'm considering trying this one out again. But like I was just saying, there's not a great reason to go long other than the fact that, yeah, downtrend has played out now. It's not really a great reason to take a long. Maybe you could say you're fading this range here, like this one. So it's a possibility. really picking up some steam to the downside on the NQ. Looking like it'll probably go ahead and stop that out there. I guess I spoke too soon about it not playing out. Even as this goes against me, I'm not noticing any emotional change or any heart rate increase or anything. Yeah, no difference whatsoever, which is definitely good. It's not a case of me like trying to push away the emotions or anything. It's just not there. Oh, noticing I'm like falling asleep here. Oh, can't be falling asleep. So yeah, as far as the NQ goes, it would take a massive reversal to get on up there. I mean, that's a huge move if we go all the way up there. I mean, it's possible, but I'm thinking it'll probably get stopped here. I think this was the 2 legs up, like this was the correction right here, and now we're moving down, starting another downtrend. So one thing to keep in mind as I figure out how I'm going to structure trades and such is, okay, like how much am I asking out of price action? So here, downtrend's played out. Yes, got that right. Now we move up and we get a correction, and I'm right that we get a correction, but I'm looking for prices to go too far. So the correction completes, and then you start the next downtrend. So that's just, it's too far. How can I capitalize on this correction and structure a trade correctly to capitalize on my correct read of the price action, if that makes sense? So like right here, yeah, trend is played out. I'm right. How can I structure a trade to capitalize on this correction up right here, back into this, without asking prices to go like all the way up here? Because like there's no telling if prices are going to go all the way up there. They might not. All I'm saying is this is played out. You're probably going to come back within this, if only temporarily. That's the same with the NQ. CL, downtrend's played out, yeah. And maybe you're expecting a correction, but as I mentioned earlier, prices had already made a breakout pullback. So like there's not really any reason to go long. And if anything, actually the higher probability is probably that prices continue downwards. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. I mean, here, again, this one, prices played out, broke out of the overnight highs. I'm expecting prices to go down, but again, they easily could have just made a one. Let's draw this. They easily could have just made like a 1, 2-legged correction and then continued higher. So like all I'm saying is that this is played out and prices are probably going to make a correction finding the size of the correction is tough, and structuring a trade is tough. But we are reversing up strongly. So even if this does work out, I'm just pointing that out as something that I need to think about. Oh my god, CL just like ripped down. That was insane. I wonder why I did that. So yeah, why is the CL continuing down? I think this trend is correct. Break a new low, okay. I think you can draw another trend there, okay. So, break a new low. Breakout pullback? I don't know, why are prices continuing down? Could be a larger trend? Could be. Skips a lot of price action though. That's weird. It's very strange. I have to think about that. About why prices are continuing down there. That's a good one. How about this? No, wasn't the same. This is probably tighter. Failed breakout. Short-term downtrend, break a new low. Price is really struggling to get back to this trend line, the main trend line. It's interesting. The NQ is really ripping up now. It's just tough to bet on that, you know? Like really the correction I was looking for is this one. And then I think I'm sort of lucky the prices didn't continue down. Like, because the correction completed and then you get another down move. So it's like, this is the swing I was looking for. And I got lucky that this swing only went this far. That's what I think right now, at least. But it's a question for review more than anything. think this range is mostly dismantled after the breakout the high side and the breakout the low side. Could be a trade on the RTY setting up, as there's these two legs up, getting close to this trend line. Want to see some rejection there.
Order submitted.
Of course, it's possible it's a little wider, so I'm really waiting on rejection. Oh, but I'm only here for a minute. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and call it on that one. Oops.
Order canceled.
And go ahead and start wrapping things up. So the incur, obviously I'm not going to see whether this one works out while I'm here, but I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to leave it up. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for the day and call it there. See you guys tomorrow.